Rejoice, everyone. We're back with another Sekhie Reacts to Fate.
And we're back with another male member of the Greek pantheon doing bad shit.
Yeah, Percy Jackson ain't gonna tell you this story about his dad.
Oh, if I had a nickel for every time that I've looked up the name Caenis in regards to someone who existed in history or myth in the last 6 weeks voluntarily, I would have 2 different nickels.
You prepared to this one kind of on accident.
Yeah, well, sort of yes and no, right? Because the thing is, I recently was searching up Caenis, right? Caenis, which, like, Caenis as the female name is spelled Caenis, right? And I was recently searching up Caenis because of this, right? Anyways, but this is the reason why I'd been looking up Caenis. Antonia Caenis, the concubine of the Emperor Vespasian. A totally separate person. But because of this, I was looking up Caenis as a name. And obviously you look up Caenis, and then you come across both Caenises. Because Caenis' female name is spelled the same way as this Caenis. Not to say that, obviously, this is the male name, which is spelled slightly different because male conjugation of names, you know? But yeah, so technically, yes. Which I thought was a little funny. I think when you first said Caenis to me, I actually thought you meant Vespasian's concubine. And then I realized, I was like, wait, no, I don't think fate would just make Vespasian's, like, secretary and concubine a servant, you know?
Can I just say, I suspect the comment section on this one might be quite fun.
Why?
Because of the nature of the Caenis story.
What? The fact that Caenis, the daughter, right? Caenis as a female, had sex with Poseidon, and because so she didn't want to have a daughter, right? She did not want to have a daughter. We don't know if it's because she made a vow against it or there was some sort of prohibition, and so to ensure that she would not fall pregnant, he just turned her into a man, like a super strong, almost invulnerable man. Or, you know, according to the other version, Poseidon said, I'll do anything you want. And she said, I want to be an invulnerable man. Which really says something about, like, the state of her mind after just having sex with a god. When her first request is not, like, take care of me, but turn me into a really strong man. So, presumably, this can never happen again. Because that's the takeaway from this, is turn me into, turn me into something so that I don't have to worry about someone forcing me to get pregnant, and so that I have to worry less about someone forcing themselves on me ever again. Which is horrifying.
Yeah.
Like, actually terrible. But really, between this and Medusa, Poseidon is not batting on a good average. Like, Poseidon arguably stuck his dick in less people than Zeus, statistically, right? But arguably, most of his stories are significantly worse. Like, Zeus just, like, transforms himself into random shit and then, like, has a fling with a woman, and then she has a child of Zeus. But it doesn't always lead to, like, horrific death or, like...
Europa got a continent named after her.
Yeah, or, like, fundamental changing of a person's being.
When Poseidon does it, he ruins people's lives.
Yeah.
Whereas when Zeus does it, Hera ruins people's lives.
But let's say even that, Hera doesn't come for every concubine of Zeus's, you know? Like, plenty of them were fine.
And in Poseidon's defense, I'm pretty sure Athena was the one that ultimately did Medusa in.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Athena's the one who transforms her, but, I mean, keep in mind, if Athena is the one who transforms her, if you follow the version of the...
about to go off.
If you follow the version of the story that is less savory, then Athena blames her for having been attacked and transforms her.
Athena's catching strays today. She totally victim blamed.
Yeah, and if it's the other way around, then yes, Medusa was in the wrong, but Poseidon didn't have to fuck her in the middle of Athena, a virgin goddess's temple. Because I feel like the division here is that Medusa didn't seek out Poseidon. Whether or not she fucked him consensually, she did not seek him out. He sought her out one way or the other. So in both circumstances, Poseidon is in the wrong. And in one circumstance, Athena is also in the wrong.
Poseidon's not looking so good for you, buddy.
The irony is he has a much better relationship with his actual wife, too. This is why we're all Hades people. This is why we're all on Hades' side. Although some versions of the story also don't portray Hades as a great person.
But this is one
Yeah,
versus multiple.
one versus many.
And that one also has, even within the mythology, conflicting biases.
Yeah.
And how that would be told.
So anyways, Caenis is transformed into Caeneus, Caeneus, a male, right? And then we mentioned the Centaurimachy in Chiron's video, right? Because it was a massive war with the Lapiths and the Centaurs, right? Because basically the Lapiths, people from Thessaly, the Centaurs had originally lived in Thessaly, and the Lapiths waged war on them in the Centaurimachy and drove them out of Thessaly, right? Forcing them to go live in other places. So Caeneus participated in the Centaurimachy, but he did not. Well, he got beaten into the ground during the Centaurimachy, which is kind of unfortunate. Caenis actually did have a son in some versions. His son became an Argonaut, but he was killed by Heracles. So that kind of sucks. Like, that really sucks, you know?
Isn't Caenis also an Argonaut in some versions?
Yes.
Granted, this is the Argonauts, and everyone, regardless of the timeline.
We talked about it when we talked about, like, the Argonauts, but, like, there's, like, 8 or 9 really widely accepted versions of it, and in not a single one of all of those versions is the list of people who are Argonauts the same. Like, there are common threads, right? Like, some people are present in almost every version, but every single writer wrote a different set of Argonauts because every writer came from a different place and they all wanted to glorify either their own background or the place that they came from, and so they would include their own heroes, you know, or, you know, someone else's heroes. So, you know, supposedly Caeneus also took place in the Caledonian boar hunt. Which we've talked about before in relation to the Argonauts, you know? But we don't actually hear a whole lot about Caenis post becoming the king of the Lapiths, other than his death. Yeah. Which I think is a little funny that we hear barely anything about him other than his death after his original tale. Because you'd think that, like, he would be a more interesting character in mythology, given that this is, like a huge example of, like, transgenderism in early mythology, you know? Like, it's not that often that people just transform from one gender to another, you know? But... No. Anyways, when he fought against the centaurs, they literally just picked up trees and, like, hammered him into the ground using those trees.
Yep.
It's a pretty shitty death.
Gets even shittier in some versions.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you had it in your notes. In some versions, I don't know if it's the Roman version or if it's some even Greek versions. It's like they see someone sees Caenis in the underworld or sees
so that's
in Tartarus or something like that.
Yeah, that's technically it's from, I think, Ovid's Metamorphoses. And the thing is, Ovid was a poet and a historian. And I've talked about his metamorphoses before, right? And there's a lot of things that Ovid's stories are very different than anyone else's stories. It's likely made up for like dramatic effect. But yes, in Ovid's metamorphoses, they run into Caenis down in Tartarus, transformed into a bird. There's also another version where they say that a group of heroes runs into Caenis in the underworld, but Caenis in the underworld has been reverted to a female form and resides near the field of suicides, which is also not very nice.
No.
They're very bad endings, arguably.
Like, Caenis is not a figure treated well in Greek mythology.
No. I mean, because the other thing is, they also say that Caenis provoked the wrath of the gods by, like, demanding that his people worship his spear in the marketplace over that of the gods. But, like, also, like, the gods did this to Caenis. The stories don't tell if Caenis actually wanted to be male or if Caenis just wanted to not be fucking raped again, like, honestly.
And that is why this is going to... I said this would be a fun section. Again, you can cut that from the video if you want to avoid
that. In my heart and soul, I want Caenis to be a berserker. But the spear is, like, a kind of a big part of the myth, so, like, my guess would be Lancer for, like, the base form.
You are right.
Okay, yeah. Like, I would want Caenis to be a berserker. But Lancer is what fits with, like, the original mythology. I have not seen Caenis. Oh. I'm gonna look at the... Oh, thank God, we said no once. They haven't popped back up. Did you notice that?
Yep. Well, I actually said no on this one.
Oh, did you already?
Yeah, on some of these I said no myself.
Okay, well. Well, that's really cool. A little sus, though, that they gave her a trident instead of a spear in this art. You know, with the whole Poseidon thing.
That's somewhat intentional, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, look. It's horny. But, like, I like it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I would like to know how tall Caenis is. I would like to convert that to inches.
Like, fate skews small.
I know, but, like, something about the way that she's drawn just feels tall. Oh. That's taller than the American average for females.
Yeah.
Because that's only a couple inches shorter than me. And I'm taller than most women I know. You know?
Which I only threw out. I didn't know if she was short or not. I just threw that out there because fate does skew small. Have you seen Nero's height?
I have. I don't know. I don't know if you agree or not, but, like, maybe it's something about, like, her proportionality or something. Mm-hmm. But she just looks like a tall woman. I think it's because her feet are, like, almost out of art in the image. So she's taking up, like, just standing straight, she's taking up the entirety of the artwork and then a little extra, you know? Mm-hmm. So she just appears to be very tall compared to, like, a lot of fate servants in their art because they're, like, posing or curled up or, like, their entire body fits inside the art. So maybe it's, like, an optical illusion. But, like, also at the same time, 5'7" is not short for a woman. That is quite tall for a woman. So.
Wait, no, she's shorter than you. Therefore, she's short.
Rude.
So this is Caenis Lancer, stuck in the body of a woman after death, like in some myths.
Yeah.
A fact Caenis is not too pleased at. In fact, Caenis is actually quite pissed off.
Well, look. I'm not going to assume the experience of anyone transgender, but, like, you know, if I changed some visible part of myself that was a signifier of my identity in a permanent way, right, and made my peace with it and lived that way, and then suddenly woke up to have that shit changed back, I'd be pretty fucking pissed. That is a violation of bodily autonomy at that point.
Speaking of violations of bodily autonomy, Caenis really, really doesn't like Poseidon.
Yeah, yep.
We get the strong implication that this is the harshest version of the tale against Poseidon.
Yeah.
So, now you have Caenis. Because of Caenis' association with Poseidon, you have Caenis with the powers provided by Poseidon, filled with a lot of anger and no madness enhancement in sight.
Mm-hmm.
So, Caenis is blunt, crude, and rude.
I kind of love that for her, though. Like, here's the thing. I'm not good. Like, this feels valid. Do you know what I mean?
Can I just say, in some early part 2, she is probably they are probably the single most toxic masculine servant in the game.
You know what? They're allowed to be whatever the fuck they want to be. And if they want to be toxically masculine.
Caenis, at the end of the day, is a very proud servant, even stuck back in their original body. Caenis is also a fascinating study on the topic of gender, because let's be clear, this does not seem to be a straightforward writing of someone who's transitioned. Not like Da Vinci, who directly chose to be.
Because in technicality, if what Caenis asked Poseidon for was a way for her to become strong and invulnerable and to not have a child, that doesn't necessarily mean that she asked to be a man, right? But also, if she did ask to be a man, her motivations don't, like, her motivation for doing that, given the context of what had just happened to her, is likely not, no, I feel like a man and I'd like to be a man. It's likely more along the lines of, if I'm a man, I don't have to deal with this.
It was
like
a
men.
trauma response.
Yeah, and that's not a healthy, like, way to make a huge life-changing decision like that. But also at the same time, he then lived out a significant chunk of his life in that male form, doing, like, being a man. So, like, even if this is not a case of someone wanting to be or deciding that they are transgender and making the transition, there's a level of, I'm sure he got used to his body, right? Like, used to the changes that had occurred. It's still his body, and if he's had his, bodily autonomy violated once, I'm sure sure as fuck he doesn't want it violated again.
So you're right. It's not that Caenis doesn't ever feel like a woman.
Yeah.
But because of that violation and the solution to it, Caenis seems to view being a woman with a sense of trauma that in many ways, I think their purposeful hot-headedness is meant to kind of cover up that because they've been transformed back.
Yeah.
Because, like, they want to show as little forms of weakness as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Caenis was summoned in FGO by Kirschtaria Wodime, the leader of the Cryptors.
Who I think I've seen in a figure.
You have. Give me one moment.
Is it the figure that I keep seeing at Barnes & Nobles that keeps going on sale that no one buys?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a really cool looking character.
So, Wodime and Caenis have a relationship of remarkable understanding. Wodime seems to understand Caenis at a level where he knew what their reaction would be to being seemingly betrayed and set them into a position that allowed them to go full god of war against the gods of Olympus.
Valid.
After Wodime...
You better check that chime?
I've already checked that as a response, actually.
Okay.
So, after Wodime's death, Caenis would use the same never give up, show aggression and masculinity to hide their internal pain. And their best way of grieving them would be to go out dying in battle in Wodime's name. Because Wodime would have wanted Caenis to have that.
Yeah.
That fulfilled feeling of doing it that way.
Yeah. I do see a note here about that Caenis upholds Xenia.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fun. It's a Greek concept that I remember learning about, like, a lot, because it's very important in mythology. Because Xenia is the reason why Penelope couldn't kick the suitors out while she was waiting for Odysseus to come home. Because they came into the palace and claimed the deserved hospitality of the king, but the king was not there, so he could not, like, no one can tell them that they have to leave, but you can't elect a new king because of that same issue. So it's very important in a lot of Greek mythology. anyways, I have some relationships, but...
You have a lot of relationships.
Jesus fucking Christ. Why? I've never been so happy to see names missing relationship lines. Like, genuinely. Okay. Gordy, get me some water. Oh, so that's what you guys are like here. Okay. Huh? What do you want? Me acting like a safety officer makes you remember how I was back in the day? Quit your joking, Jason. Back in the day I guess I was more like the captain of the assault troops, I guess.
So we are going with that
Yeah.
Caenis was an Argonaut.
Okay. Hey, Medea, of course I recognize you right away. Huh, what's different about you? How the hell should I know? Hello, Peachy P. Is your water running?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Well, this is something. No, that looks not bad on you. Actually, I kind of like it. Heracles. Hey, there you are. Want to go out for some drinks like back in our good old Argo days? Alright, let's drink. Oh, I see. So you're Ares' kin. Ah, very good. Very good. Okay. I don't like the gods. Doesn't matter if they're old or new. They never do anything good. Hey, master, can I kill them? Valid. I think that's a valid crash out in this case. Like, go off, queen. Go off, king. Why you? What do you want? I don't know why, but I'm on edge. Who the hell are you? Valid. I found you, Triton. Now that we finally met, we should catch up. What's with your body? You're a kid and you're wearing some feminine clothes. Huh? It's just a uniform and it's your choice to look feminine? What kind of an explanation is that? Sheesh, but I absolutely do not think you look cool or anything. Triton, I think it'll be okay for you to frolic around with the kids in that getup. I'm sure Master's not going to say anything. Doubting me? I'm not making fun of you. Kids should run around and play like kids. Oh, Triton, you're working during the summer too? That's not like you at all. I get the vibe that first bit was I found you, Triton! Now that we've finally met, we should catch... What the fuck? I get the feeling that this is very much like a... Oh. Because I see the name of the servant and I'm like, oh. No, this is all wrong. Mermaids are supposed to be more like... this isn't right. Damn, I don't know why, but whenever I see Van Gogh, I get all depressed. Am I actually concerned about her or something? Oh. That ain't right. No way in hell are you a mermaid. Monsters like you almost never show up anywhere, even in the seas of Greece. Valid response to Kiara. You voluntarily turned yourself female. What? It doesn't matter what form. What matters is being free and feeling liberated? Huh. Is that so? Chaldea's sure full of weirdos. I feel like her response to Da Vinci, it's not outright stating that her choice was not hers, but it's that's barely on the level of insinuating from outright stating, you know? Because she wouldn't be so shocked if this was a decision that she had made herself. You know what I mean? Yo, Da Vinci, don't stay out too late playing. Get some sleep. Yo, Da Vinci, played enough? I see. Yeah, I get what you mean. Why are you averting your eyes? I'm talking to you. Yeah, you bastard. Huh. Indecent exposure? Exposure's got nothing to do with it. I can wear whatever the hell I want because I'm immortal. By the way, you're a king too, right? Then you should carry yourself with more confidence. Never mind. You're coming with me. We're gonna head to the simulator, and I'm gonna beat you back into shape. Oh, Sakata Kentoki. He's not what he seems to be. I don't know what his lineage is, but I can tell he grew up pampered. I'm not letting him join the Chaldea Delinquents Club. Hey, young Kentoki, what do you say you join me being a safety officer? Hey, why'd you just turn away, huh? You've got some nerve ignoring me. What, revealing my outfit? What the hell are you talking about? Is she in the same safe, brigade as fucking the other one? Minamoto no Raiko?
No.
Okay. Ever since I got the spirit origin, he's been acting weird. What's up with that? I guess I'll just grab some alcohol tonight and grill him for answers. Being mean? Nah. Oh crap, it's Martha. That naggy woman's coming this way. She's such a pain in the ass in so many ways. I'm gonna make myself scarce. What's up, Martha? I'll have you know that I've kicked it up a notch, so there's no reason at all for you to yell at me today. What, I should be like this all the time? This bit's only temporary, that's all. Shut up. Okay, I get it. Yo, let's have a drink later. Bring the bean sprout too. When that idiot comes out, we can play again. So that's the... Okay. Hey, Mordred, let's go to the simulator. Nah, I have no business with sheltered guys. Ah, Mordred, if you're bored, give me a hand. Bring Beansprout with you, too. You're both safety officer cadets now. Who the fuck is Beansprout?
Click into it. Pretty sure.
Oh, it's Jekyll and Hyde. Okay.
Because it's one of those things where Mordred has like that light ship with
yeah.
Jekyll and Hyde. But also, I'm going to quickly mention, Mordred and Caenis are often depicted together as like close. Like they are bros. They have a bromance thing going on.
This makes sense. This makes a lot of sense. Musashi, I know her. She's a chatty, happy-go-lucky goof. I don't typically think highly of human swordsmen, but I can tell she's a real deal heroic spirit. Well, the fact that she and I get along means she's a good-for-nothing, too. Hey there, Arash. If you're done with work, let's go out for some beer. Yeah. Hey, let's have some booze. Wow, you can really hold your liquor, huh? So, Caenis likes drinking. I understand. Caenis, I would go out drinking with you. Old man Tajima. Let's have a duel later on. I thought of a good strategy this time. Yeah, counting on you. This Kyoryu ain't half bad. It's surprisingly useful for fun. How about it? Want to give it a try? Drinking with you ain't all bad, but I just don't know how to explain it. Yeah, when I drink with those guys, I always end up feeling a bit off. Well, it's not like the booze is bad or anything. How do you put it? It's just poisoned. I see that list of people. It's just poisoned. I'm not wrong. You seem to be having a great time. Well, that's fine. Just don't underestimate the sea, okay? That's depressing. Just don't underestimate the sea, okay? To two young female servants. That's depressing.
A little bit.
Yeah. I don't really understand those guys over there. Okay. Don't go too far. You might get lost. Aren't you cute and cheeky? Okay, so kitchen-related servants. Yo, from the kitchen. Got a minute. I want to know some food that'll be easy to make at camp. Oh, well, thanks. I'll leave it to you. And then kid servants. Hey, kid. Yeah, I'm talking to you, kid. Don't stay out too late. Come back before the sun sets. Got it? Got it? Okay. All right.
So, oh, yeah, I'll look through this art first.
It's her fourth art. It wasn't anything special.
So, Caenis possesses some of the divinity of Poseidon, thanks to the power Poseidon granted them. This would be strengthened in the Greek Lost Bolt due to having access to the effective lobotomized Poseidon in his essence.
I gotta feel like that had to be so... what's the word? Satisfactory, you know? Just being able to use a lobotomized version of Poseidon for your own means.
Yeah. Caenis fights with a spear and shield and can fire torrents of water at their enemy. Also, controlling the water around them, typically. So.
Yeah. Basically, he's Percy Jackson.
Kinda.
Yeah. I mean, everything's related to the whole, like, Poseidon thing, so I get it. Noble Phantasm, Neptune Blessing.
So Caenis has protections on their body and armor that makes them near untouchable when on the sea. Their body is pretty much invulnerable when they're on the sea, I mean.
So, Lapithai Caenis is a reference to the Lapiths, right? The people that she was a king of.
Yes. In this Noble Phantasm, Caenis becomes a golden bird that can mow down entire armies.
Yeah. And then Poseidon Maelstrom, which, you know, almost seems like it tells itself.
Calls forth massive currents of water by lightly drawing on Poseidon's power. It can be done anywhere regardless of existing water, but is significantly more powerful where there's actual water around.
Yeah. And I'm not moving down to swimsuit yet. So, we have... I like that they've gone to the trouble that while the voice actress is obviously female, I think they've done like a fair amount of like effort to make it seem more like masculine.
Well, that's something Japanese is actually really well equipped to do as a language.
Yeah, I know.
Because they have so many different...
Yeah. And I know a lot of male characters are played by female voice actresses, like especially main shonen protagonists. Like I know Luffy and Naruto and like a bunch of other really big ones are played by women. But still, it's nice that they went to the effort of, you know? Because they could have just said, like it's a woman's body. We'll just make it sound like a, you know.
No, this is very clearly someone
yeah.
in a woman's body who spent much of their life as a man.
Yeah. Am I doing art and shit right now, or
no?
I've forgotten the order now that we have more than one. I think now we have Wodime.
You can close out some of the pages we don't need anymore, though.
Like this?
Yeah.
I still need that.
Yeah.
But I don't need that.
Yes, so Wodime.
So, Kirschtaria. Okay, so it's fine. Okay, so I've seen Kirschtaria as a figure, actually, relatively recently. So there's a really nice figure of Kirschtaria that for some reason has been, like, at our local Barnes & Nobles for, like, almost 2 years now, and it keeps going on sale slightly more.
I need you to know the first line in my script here is meet Wodime. At long last, you can finally know who the hot guy you saw at Barnes & Nobles is.
Yeah! Like, the thing is, I have been so tempted to buy this figure multiple times because, like, the price has dropped. Like, I think every other time I see it at the Barnes & Nobles, the price has dropped. Like, and not, like, compounding drops, but it's always, like, it's never full price. And it's a really nice figure, you know?
So, I'm going to give you the heads up. Now, I'm going to mention a servant. You're like, you didn't tell me to look up this servant. It's because there's not much we're going to be going over with this servant today, but their name is going to come up in a major way here.
Yeah.
So, he is the leader of the Cryptors and heir to an old, albeit aging and degrading mage family.
Mm-hmm.
He, however, was admitted as a genius who could revitalize the family.
Mm-hmm.
His father, in fear of his son's genius, would eventually hire an assassin to take him out. The assassin would nearly succeed, except that a homeless man named Pino would find him half dead and nurse him back to health using what little food he could find.
Mm-hmm.
This kindness would cause the homeless man to become malnourished, and by the time Wodime would notice, the man would pass away.
Aww.
Wodime would go on to become the chair of the astromancy department and end up being the top disciple of Marisberry Anumosphere, ultimately ending up as the most high-profile member of Team A, a.k.a. the Cryptors.
And that's the one that includes Cadoc?
Cadoc, Ophelia. Okay. We've gone over, like, this is the last one here.
But Cadoc's the only one that I know to remember.
Consort you?
Yeah, but, like, because Cadoc and Anna are so cute together and they're often shown together, those are the two that I actually remember.
Well, Cadoc's probably the second most important Cryptor to the overarching story. Yeah, maybe even the most important one, but yeah.
I'm actually very excited to get to the point where I start getting the story from the Cryptors because, like, I feel like I've heard so much about them and I already, like several of them, like,
they are
a lot.
Such good characters.
That, like, I'm, like, so excited to get there. When does, like, the Lost Belt and Cryptor storyline start? Because right now I'm in part 1.5, and I know it doesn't start there.
So you see that part that's, like, labeled, like, January 31st or something like that? You almost clicked it a couple times where it said prologue?
Oh, the prologue.
That kicks you into part 2.
Okay, so the Lost Belt is part 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's part 3?
There's no part 3 yet. There's kind of, like, a part 2, like, final set of chapters called Ordeal Call, but that's still part of part 2 more than it is a 2.5 kind of deal.
Okay, all right.
But so ultimately, he is approached by one of the foreign god, or by the foreign god, and it's his own snap decision making that allowed him to bargain for the lives of the other Cryptors and get them spared. As a trial, he would go through all the singularities with all the Cryptors in a dream of his. They'd make many memories that only Wodime would keep. However, it seems strongly implied that either they all perished by the end of Camelot, or Wodime lost all the Cryptors by Camelot, forced to finish the last 2 singularities on his own. He would ultimately devise a plan to betray the foreign god by summoning 2 servants. The first is Caenis. The second is Atlas. Caenis would be positioned as his primary servant, and ultimately he'd fake stab her in the back, but leave her living, knowing that they'd go on a war path in order to reach him and tear through the gods so they can interfere. Atlas, he kept secret from even the foreign gods' apostles. He had Atlas hide beneath the foundation of the Lost Belt called the Tree of Emptiness, or there's another name for it. And
I feel like Atlas is interesting because Atlas is a Titan.
Yep.
And the Titans predate the Greek gods.
So you would think
and are in theory, like, technically they're stronger.
We don't know anything about the Atlas Servant. It was mostly in a story CG and you couldn't see it clearly. So I don't have any. That's why I was like, yeah, I'm not even going to give you the name Atlas to go over. So, when the Lost Belt reaches its peak and the foreign god tried to descend with a vessel crafted from the tree's power, Wodime used Atlas to control the tree, preventing it from summoning the foreign god, and tried to redirect the power of the tree to achieve his dream, that being giving all of mankind the power of the gods.
So I want to hear a fun story related to Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
So your top two vertebrae in the top of your neck, right, C1, C2, are called the atlas and the axis, right? And they're kind of shaped like this, right? So your atlas actually holds your skull, right? It's got like the divots, but it also has a slight hole in it because the axis, which goes right below it, has a single piece that goes directly, like sticks up through a hole in the atlas, and the axis is what allows you to like pivot your head but not pivot too far, right? And so you know how sometimes when people get hung, right,
Mm-hmm.
they don't die immediately? It's because their atlas doesn't snap their axis, and so they suffocate instead of dying, because you actually have to snap that part of the axis vertebra with your atlas for you to properly disconnect the brainstem from the rest of you. But also, if you do it properly, typically the person who's hanging briefly gets a erection because of the blood flow being diverted out of the brain.
So his plan would ultimately prevent the return of proper human history, but it would create perfect life out of all the residents of the Lost Belt.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, this will fail due to a number of reasons we won't get into right now. Chief among them, though, being contingencies by the apostles, as well as a literal knife to the back.
Yeah.
It did, however, set back the foreign god's plan. Wodime would ultimately die, and Caenis would fight one last battle in honor of his memory.
Mm-hmm.
So, unlike the other cryptors, I actually have a noble phantasm for him.
Oh, before. I'm just looking at what they've designed in FGO. Interesting. A lot of noble phantasms. Character designer. Here we go. Matahari. That's a pretty stacked list. Look, it's even got Alice. Okay. Alright, so you have this for me. Ooh, that's some crisp-ass quality of the animation. Big magic circles. Oh shit, it's like an asteroid meteor shower. It's like a meteor shower.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, poor Koyan.
This is probably one of the hardest fights in part 2 for the point it's at, by the way. So, like, if you're wondering what we're preparing you for after you finish part 1.5,
it's this.
That's the first fight we're ultimately like, okay, how do we help Sekhie clear that fight?
Yeah, okay, so it's this. Interesting. Okay.
So, our next... the reason I pulled up their page in case you want to look at some CEs around them, but...
Yeah. I see Goredolf next.
Yes.
I know Goredolf.
Meet Goredolf Musik. If Wodime is Caenis' best master, Goredolf is probably Caenis' favorite person.
Aww.
The Dolph here is the son of Goredolf Musik, the master of Sekhie and Fate Apocrypha.
Yes.
Goredolf here was raised by many of the same homunculi seen in Apocrypha. The primary adult in his life was actually the homunculi named Tool, who you met in Apocrypha. The one that, do you remember you probably don't. The most, like the female homunculi who he was always interacting with? That is basically his what's the best word? Maid, but, like, pretty much raised him?
Nanny,
yeah.
Also, best reality outfit for Goredolf.
I love that outfit. So
yeah, okay, so these are the CEs, and I've already seen some of these, because I remember some of these, like, specifically, you know?
Mm-hmm. So, the later successors of Tool, because she has a limited lifespan, as all homunculi do, would also carry on that legacy of being his actual parents. The result is a mage who knows and behaves as if he's working under a normal mage principle, but is in reality one of the biggest softies of all time. The Dolph would see the financial collapse of Chaldea coming following the events of FGO Part 1 and would put a decent amount of his family fortune into buying the organization using the helpful investments of one Talmo Konskayevich, CEO of the Nine Fox Foundation. Oops. Through her connections, he is manipulated into starting the ball rolling for Chaldea's fall and the start of FGO Part 2. Something he himself narrowly escapes from with Chaldea and feels a great regret over.
I'd like to make the comment here. I do see this note that he plays racing games with Lord Elmaloy II. Peak character interaction.
Through her connection... I'm far behind on my script here. He is awkward at first with Chaldea due to technically still being the current director, but also being kind of the cause of all their problems at that point. But through a series of events involving poisoning, under-the-table bacon to foo, actually thoughtful leadership and near sacrifices, and some sick-as-fuck off-road driving. And a situation in which he punched a beast in the face.
Good for him.
He is ultimately able to become a fixture within the organization, in some ways becoming the group dad. One of his most interesting skills is in interrogation. Namely, that he is neither good cop nor bad cop, but therapy cop.
Wait, he uses therapy no jutsu?
On multiple occasions, he is able to use genuinely thoughtful gestures and empathy to soften the hearts on people who are not talking. Caenis is one of those people he managed to basically talk into joining Chaldea for the Olympus chapter. Later on, Caenis would be properly summoned to Chaldea, and Goredolf would continue to be the one who seems to understand Caenis the best. The two would have a remarkably good friendship, with Goredolf, even though they're the complete opposite personality-wise, that you would expect someone like Goredolf to actually get along with.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's why Goredolf's mentioned here, because Goredolf is Caenis's master in all but actual application.
I love that for him.
So, yeah.
I love that. Also, we love...
So this is funny. Before he buys Chaldea, he actually technically runs into Chaldea in Hawaii in one of the chapters.
That's great. Okay, so I see you have another Caenis for me. Am I correct to assume this is a summer swimsuit version?
Yes.
Okay. I did technically already see that it was Ryder.
Yes.
Yeah, which I don't really know the reasoning for, so I'm just gonna...
It's summer. There's never reasoning for summer.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna take a look at her art. I kind of love that she's got what I can only assume, I'm pretty sure that's a VW bug with flames down the side.
Yeah.
Which, for a surfer, I mean, a VW bug is that's pretty par for course, She would beat you up in a parking lot.
Yes.
I would cheer her on if I saw her beating someone up in a parking lot. Oh my god, it's an Ouroboros.
Pretty much.
What does the story call it?
It's in here somewhere. We'll get to it when we get to it.
Okay.
So, Caenis Rider is obviously the summer version of Caenis. A rather easy transition given their water-based abilities. Mm-hmm. I don't have much to say here because it's a summer Caenis. Mm-hmm. But I will... FGO, at least in the localization, and to some degree apparently in the original, is actually a little more clear on Caenis's, how Caenis goes about gender. Because the summer release brought some interesting new notes. In the NA localization, they are directly referred to as a he by Goredolf, or they by the rest of the cast.
Okay.
This is seemingly backed up by the Japanese translations, which also seem to, at least even the fan translation, seem to push towards they, so more gender neutral.
10 out of 10, what they should have done is make this entire outfit just a costume, like all the men get.
That would have been hilarious, but...
That would have actually been great.
I'm not going to make any sweeping generalizations, as this seems to be a situation where it's falling to the person they're interacting with or how they refer to them, because Caenis is never going to fight someone over calling them a she. Mm-hmm. But it makes things a lot more fluid by this point, since Caenis would have been around Chaldea for a little bit longer than their initial collaboration for that to start occurring. And then back to that connection with Goredolf. Caenis was Goredolf's go-to as a security guard when entering the Singularity. It just kind of shows their, like, just how, like, tight they are.
Yeah. Also, it's just a sea serpent.
Yeah.
Which is what I assumed. Yeah.
So, Caenis gains some ability, or some riding abilities, and is able to ride dragons using one of their... using one in their attack animations. The sea serpent, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Caenis retains their expertise at maritime combat, even using a surfboard to ride the waves that they are calling. They developed a waterside combat style with a great Japanese swordsman named Yagyu Munenori, whom we've yet to cover on the channel.
Yep.
The noble phantasm is Sea Serpent Blue.
Yep.
This is just a joint attack using the aquatic dragon or the sea serpent, and the spear of Caenis, borrowing Caenis' ability to control the tides.
Beautiful. Okay. Preemptively turn that down. I do like her second art the best, which she happens to be in her second art. Also, this is what happens when the quality is too crisp. Look at that pixelization. And you know that's because it's like too high quality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's too many pixels a moment trying to make themselves seen. But I do like her sea serpent. It's kind of great, you know?
Mm-hmm. In case you're wondering, year 7, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Or is it year 6? It might be years. Actually, I think it's year 6.
Okay. Alright. Knowing that, I'm going to flip into gallery for both of them. It's been so long since we had 2 forms of anything. I've forgotten how to do it. Okay. So we've got April Fools. For the croissant. Croissant. She's absolutely hitting that out of the park. That will not come down. No. Well, once again, look at the way that ball is shaped.
That thing's about to go break the net.
That thing's about to hit Mach 5. Like, you better not be in the way of that. All right, I saw that the artist has a shit ton.
Can you tell they like
art.
Drawing Caenis?
I mean, how could I ever? Oh, look, is this for 2?
That's the part 2.
The cover image.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I know everyone in this image now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single person.
You know everyone.
Yep. I love getting to like see like the clothes and stuff like laid out in like the way that they're kind of like intended, you know? Not the school uniform. Is that Gordon?
Yup.
I love it. They both look very happy about the motorcycle. Well, that's adorable. I don't know what they're making, but that's adorable. Also, I love how Emiya is the one giving them, like, the good job, you know? That is possibly the most masculine take on a fucking Playboy bunny suit. I kind of love it, though, you know what I mean?
Wearing the Playboy bunny, but also just man-spreading. Like, this isn't that's not a feminine spread, that's a man-spread.
No, yeah. I gotta say, the artist, I think, has done a really good job of giving... I don't know if there's, like, a good way to explain this, but the energy coming off of the images is very, like, aggressively male, you know? Like this is someone who's being, like outwardly, aggressively more masculine, you know? And I kind of appreciate that. Oh, yeah, I love these. She looks so angry. What the fuck? Oh no! Skahawk is poking her with the gun bulk in the butt.
1,000 years of pain.
1,000 years of pain. Oh, Yeah, she's in there. Oh, yeah, I remember seeing this and being like, there's at least one person in here I don't know. I think I know everyone in this image, too, now.
Yep.
Officially. Ah, see, that looks really nice. Yeah.
I can't remember
kind
who
of
in
like...
our audience. I think Caenis is someone in our audience's favorite servant.
I kind of love putting her in, like, masculine evening wear, but like with a slight twist to kind of like fit her body shape and type. Like, it's great. Like, look at this. This looks fantastic. So did that last image. Is that Wodime?
Yes. I love Caenis in that style. Caenis looks like Caenis is having the time of their life.
I love that she's just like whole Mandarin orange.
Yeah.
I don't think I know the redhead.
You do not. Actually, no, I think you do.
Do I? No.
I think it was Mori Nagiyoshi. We did Mori Nagiyoshi with Renmaru.
Is it? Oh. Once again, I really need to go back over some of the servants we've done because I just don't recognize them sometimes. Love this. This is fantastic. Like, the Genkan and everything. The most masculine presentation of this is a more masculine version of the Playboy Bunny than Fionn Makumel in the Playboy Bunny suit. Remember?
Yeah.
Like, that was more feminine. I love it so much. I love me a good Playboy Bunny suit. Oh, yeah. Very masculine energy. Front left corner.
I think you now know everyone in this photo, too.
I don't think so.
Who do you think you're missing?
Him.
Ain't that Salieri?
Is it? I genuinely can't tell. Sometimes it's the art style is confusing, But I did not know. Oh, it's because it's their 7th anniversary art. Well, yeah, that just looks good, Fantastic. I'm just gonna move on from that. But I mean, what, like the giant shoulders, like it's very masculine presenting. I love it. Oh, that's great.
Isn't that Musashi's outfit?
I don't know.
It is from Samurai Remnant.
Oh, I don't know. I can tell the the artist really likes Caenis.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
Look at that. Like,
it's fantastic.
There you go. There's your male Caenis design.
Yeah.
They should make that a servant one of these, like a servant variant.
I like that it's the April Fool's art
from
the artist. That's great.
Look, Caenis even has a pheromone event like Odysseus.
Wait. Oh my god, there is. Jesus. Yeah, that might be a Samurai Remnant collab art, but it's also 10th anniversary art, so maybe that's... Okay.
Sadness.
There's a lot to go through on that one. Okay. So I actually don't have that many craft essences. And we've already seen some of these. Like, I'm opening them, but we've definitely seen some of these with other servants.
Yeah.
Because I know for a fact we've seen Winter Caravan. Oh.
Just like X.
Yeah, whoops. Alright. So, Wodime.
You don't know the two back there, but they're also not servants. They're just characters from one of the chapters.
Okay, looking towards tomorrow together. Oh, I have a great idea. It's a superb idea with no strings attached whatsoever. If Operation God Destroyer goes as planned and we all come out unscathed, let's hold a banquet with plenty of delicious food. While victory was achieved, the promise could not be fulfilled. This is a record of the past. Dazzling memories that remain within your heart, and yet if such a future was possible, you humans would surely look at this scene and use it as your strength to rise up. Just like a certain ordinary master who managed to achieve so many things, as he rests inside a coffin of uncertainty and the void.
I forgot about that CE. You don't know why, but that CE just hit me right in the heart.
Like Romani's death hit me in the fucking heart.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly like that.
Okay, maybe I don't need to read these story beats. I don't need to go through Romani again. I'm
you will.
still upset.
Probably in the next month or so.
I'm still upset. Okay, sea god's trident. That would explain. Mine is the blade of a god, which means this is a god's armament, the sea god's trident. This here is also a type of noble phantasm. One of my noble phantasms, Poseidon's blessing, is essentially a type of protective blessing, but this spear itself is both protection and a blessing for attacks. Normally this thing's an awesome divine construct that can even control the sea's authority, but don't get your hopes up. As long as it's among all my equipment, there will be restrictions on using authority. And if it's used too much, hey, not that I can properly use authority anyway, my divine core would shatter and I'd die, and you won't walk out unscathed since you're contracted with me and all. Huh? I'm worried about you? What the hell makes you think a stupid thing like that? I'll kill you, bastard. Yeah, I'll do it. Like a bird. No, the motorcycle. Love that. Running along the coastline isn't such a bad thing. Whether the salty winds hit you when running over the waters, or if you run along across the ground on shore, it feels exhilarating as long as there aren't any stupid distractions. Though it still feels cramped to me because I have no wings at all, but since you're with me, I got no choice but to deal with it, right? And then we saw that art earlier. Okay, Winter Caravan Online, which we've actually seen and read, so. Or just, there's Caenis. Was the only servant I didn't know last time. I think I thought they were Altera because, like, her little headband here and, like, the white hair, but, you know. Okay. Slightly burnt croissants.
Croissant?
It's a slightly burned croissant, apparently baked after bullying a certain someone into sharing his culinary techniques. Caenis is proud that they didn't shut him up with a punch. A great accomplishment indeed.
Poor Emia.
Emia was bullied. Okay, once again, we've read this, but now I know who these characters are.
Yep, now you've seen everyone in this photo.
Yep. They're there, and that's Consort U, and that's Kadok and Anna, and that's the idiot.
That's Pepe and Assman.
Yeah, Ashvathama.
In the background, you have David and Beryl because their chapters weren't out yet at this point.
And there's Sigurd. Well, yeah.
And Ophelia's like the one you probably have the least exposure to.
Yeah. Okay.
Ophelia and the two guys in the back.
Chaldea Delinquent Group. It is Mori Nagayoshi. So have we done Mori Nagayoshi?
Yes, we have.
We have. Okay. I'm just an idiot. All right.
Yo, Mando Ricardo. 知ってっか今肉まんが50円引きなんだってよ今日バイト代入ったしジュースもつけておごってやるから寄ってくよなはいっす寄りますっすありがたくいただきますっす
Yo, Mandricardo, did you hear? Steamed meat buns are 50 yen off right now. I just got paid, so you know what that means. I'm paying. I'll even throw in a drink. You're coming with us, yeah? Yeah, I'll hang out with you guys. Thank you for treating me. Despite appearances, they actually get along pretty well. Probably. The delinquent group. That's cute. Octonautica. Oh, strawberry cake.
Brand new.
Yep, we did see that art. So let me... It's 2023 Christmas, though.
New enough to where it just wasn't translated. 2025 is when we get that Christmas, so it'll be this year's Christmas event.
I don't have a translation option.
Well, you might need to open up Google Chrome for a minute. Just paste the link in the Chrome. Or you can throw it into Google.
Ah.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Okay, it's using the Aria AI, I think.
Yeah.
Dazzling sounds of the festive city are not something I dislike, but they do feel a bit uncomfortable. The idea of a gift also carries a heavy weight of words. Still, on a day like this, I can't help but think about sharing something special. Even if it's not a guiding star for an endless voyage, I wouldn't mind preparing something to accompany a rare moment of respite. As the western eye closes its eyelids, I search for the distant pole star with my left hand. Okay. Heroic Spirit's celebratory attire.
So this is just going to be
Caenis.
you don't need to translate this one.
Yeah, but I do want to look down. Okay. So there's a little full outfit detail. So I think this is just a 10th Annie outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's
now,
what I'm
given the
assuming.
sword, the 2 swords and the remarkable
3 swords.
3 swords even. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And the remarkable resemblance to Musashi's outfit from Samurai Remnant. This is a Musashi reference, but it is for the 10th anniversary.
Yeah. All right, and then we have a Ryder. Ryder also has that's adorable. Strawberry croissant. I want one. Those are so fucking good. She is gonna fucking hawk that ball. That thing's gonna go nuclear once again. All right. So we do have some extra art of this as well. Which is interesting because this is a different artist from the artist who designed her normal form. I checked. 2 different artists. Somehow still managing to capture that masculine energy, though. I'm really here for it. You know? The bust. I need to get myself like a Buster and Arts and a Quick t-shirt. I know a place where I can get them.
So often when the devs for FGO come out onto stage, they'll just be in like Buster, Arts, and Quick shirts.
Yeah. It's a vibe. Oh, look with Say and Kama.
They were all from the same event, by the way.
Oh, I have that Say. That's adorable. There's Morgan and I don't fucking know. Blue hair.
Mordred, you don't know blue hair
Okay.
yet. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't know blue hair yet.
All right. Foot pick. We actually only have 2 here.
Relatively new and a summer servant, so.
Yeah. Okay, the Great Sea Serpent. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice.
I like the water in that.
Yeah. My mount... Oh, you mean my sea serpent. Just call it whatever you want. Water dragon, Mr. Serpent, Scalefred. It's Scalefred. Whatever. I don't remember much about it, but I'm sure that rat bastard Poseidon's got something to do with it. Ah, well, however it got here, looks like it's tied to my spirit origin now. Did you know my sea serpent's a dragonkin? Pretty cool, right? Well, technically, I guess it's a dragonkin variant or something. The mages say it's a phantasmal. I think Holmes and El Malloy II said it was the original inspiration for Nessie or some shit. You know, back when I was alive, there was this one sea serpent in the Mediterranean I used to fight all the time. You think that might be the sea serpent in my noble phantasm? Interesting idea. I like that. I'll have to ask him about it sometime. It's
Nessie! We're gonna get to a Nessie servant.
Shut the fuck up. Hey, can you...
Yeah, I'll stop.
Yeah. Fresh fishes set. Caught in the Caribbean Ocean, fish don't get much fresher than this aquatic assortment. Incidentally, instead of a fishing rod, Caenis used a harpoon to spear every last one of them before placing them on these giant leaves. With this many to go around, you'd better believe I'm going to dig in. This is genuinely the first Valentine's that 100% fits what I would take. You know what I mean? This is like the first Valentine's that's perfectly suited to me. Please give me an entire buffet of raw fish. That would be a perfect Valentine's Day meal.
So Caenis.
I like Caenis. I like Caenis a lot. I think Caenis is fun. I appreciate how much Caenis' artist likes Caenis as well.
Like, this is very clearly a servant they really put a lot of time into.
Well, it's actually relatively rare that we see a servant where their artist has made so much art of them in like so many different outfits and poses and situations, and I really like that.
The only one that approaches that off the top of my head is Kama. You remember Kama, the artist went kind of crazy. There
have been a couple besides that, but it's rare, you know? Probably like we only get like maybe like one a year, right? That has like so much extra art. And I really enjoy it when there's a ton of extra art. Because then I get to see more of the character.
So now for the real question. Are you going to go buy that figure at Barnes & Noble's?
I kind of want to.
If it's still there, it's on sale.
I don't know if it's still there. It's been a while now, and I haven't been back in like a few months because I was out of the country and everything. It's probably still listed online if they haven't sold out of it. But like, I don't know if I'd buy it online per se. But yeah, that is the important question here. Is there a trip to Barnes Nobles in my future?
I can say we have to, we might need to Yamateku to stop doing Greek servants soon. See you guys next time.